Good morning, everyone. I hope you're off to a fantastic day. Today's video is about an article that was recently published in Groove magazine here in Korea. And of course, you can read the article by following the link to chiranger.com. Now, the article was about black racism in Korea and was filled with tons of anecdotal stories about people who have been mistreated over the years here in Korea and their experiences about being black in Korea. Now, before I get into the heart of this video, I would like to say that I think it's a good read. I think if you're interested in this topic, go read the article. I think you'll find it very interesting. I would also like to add that in my time here in Korea, I have seen incidences of, I would say, poor behavior towards people of African descent. In 2008, one of my colleagues was refused entry into a grocery store because she wanted to buy apples, simply because she was black. A few years ago, one of my friends here was asked by one of her students if that student could lick her skin because she wanted to see if it tasted like chocolate. And people take that as racism. I take it as ignorance. You see, in Korea, a nation of 50 million people, the foreign population hovers around 2%. It's really small. Even as late as 2013, I met someone who said I was the very first foreigner they had ever met. And when you look at the foreign population, the majority of people who make up this 2% here in Korea are also from Asia. So visually, if you're from China, Japan, Southeast Asia, while you do look different than, say, the average Korean, you don't look as different as someone who is Caucasian or who has descended from an African region. So what's the real issue? Well, I think there's two things. Number one, as I said, the population is just so small when you're talking about foreigners, 2%. And if you look at the Korean society, it's largely been homogeneous throughout the years. And they just don't have a lot of experience dealing with people who are different. I often liken it to something like the 1940s in the United States, all the race-related problems that the United States had back then. And if you think the United States has all the answers, take a look at the Super Bowl furor with Coke's ad. If the United States is the standard for which we're going to judge Korea by, it may not be the wisest decision of all. Secondly, I also think it has to deal with the Korean word 외국인, or foreigner. You see, here in Korea, that's really what we are. We are foreigners. But the problem also is how it's used when Koreans travel abroad. I think it's better translated as not Korean, because I've had several students who have traveled abroad, and they refer to the people they meet in those overseas countries as 외국인s, as foreigners. For example, I had a student who went to France, and she said that she really enjoyed speaking with all the foreigners there, never taking into consideration that she, in fact, was a foreigner, and the Parisians were the local residents. But I would love to hear your experiences about racism here in Korea or in your home country. And what do you think is the best way to create a society based on mutual respect? Please leave a comment down below sharing your thoughts. And until next time, thank you very much for watching. Remember to be true to yourself and always be awesome.